Hi, welcome to installing and configuring Strategy Mapper. In this demonstration and video, I'll show you how to install and configure Strategy Mapper in Salesforce. First thing I want to do is I want to go to the App Exchange, and I can go into Sales Intelligence and click on Strategy Mapper, or I can search on Strategy Mapper in the App Exchange. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this link. Click on Get It Now. Use my credentials to log into the App Exchange. I'm going to select Install in Production. I agree to the terms and confirm and install. I'm going to install for all users. We regulate the use based on licenses. Install it. I'm going to install these APIs and continue. So one thing, Strategy Mapper comprises three separate solutions. One is account planning, which is strategic account planning. We call that Account Mapper. The other is opportunity planning, dynamic execution planning at the opportunity level, and we call that Opportunity Mapper. And then the third is meeting planning, the gathering, the customer intelligence, and the execution of the plans. And of course, this is Meeting Mapper, which has been around for a few years now. And then we combined all those into what we call Strategy Mapper. So Strategy Mapper is 100% native Salesforce application. None of the data resides outside of your Salesforce organization. Strategy Mapper is a framework to increase sales and win rates. It's not really a methodology. Methodologies have a tendency to pigeonhole you in whatever the vendor's methodology is, and then as your customers and dynamics change of their buying, then that methodology is kind of stale, and then you got to bring them back in, consulting and a bunch of upfront work to be able to change your methodology. Our plans are dynamically updated for meetings with your customers and prospects. Our key is that you create the plans and then basically you update the plans from meetings that you're having using Meeting Mapper, and then you don't really have to go back into the opportunity or the account or the plan to be able to update a lot of the information or to get this data to be able to win the opportunity, increase your win rates. And it's modular, easy deployment and use. For example, maybe you don't want to use Opportunity Mapper or Account Mapper, so you can just use Meeting Mapper. Or you want to use 2 of the 3. So it's very modular, and then you can add those features or functions in as your organization matures, or you want to use different features of Strategy Mapper. So very modular and easy to use. And not only are the plans updated, but the fields within the opportunity or account or campaign are updated also. So I don't have to go back into the opportunity to be able to update something. We get this consistent, reliable data that proliferated all through Salesforce from a single input using Meeting Mapper. So here are some common questions that we hear about Strategy Mapper. How is it priced? So it's $30 a month or $360 a year annually. We do have tier discounting, of course. Do I have to have a license for my entire Salesforce user community? No. You just need a license for people that are being able to use Strategy Mapper or need to see the raw data that it puts out. Not the reports or the dashboards or anything, but wants to actually go in and look at a meeting and look at these plans and things like that. Can I deploy Strategy Mapper in a phased approach? Yes, this is how our current customers deploy it. So based on templates, which I'll show you, you can deploy different features or have the user do different things during the process of learning Strategy Mapper, or you don't want to put too much overhead on the salespeople or anything like that. So you can do it in a very phased approach and a very methodical crawl, walk, run. Can you tell me about your support and training? Sure. So we do offer free email support. So you email us and we'll support you 100%. We do provide 8 hours of free training included with the purchase. So that all doesn't have to be one 8-hour block. It can be 1 hour blocks broken into the team that you want us to go ahead and train. And we'll also assist with installation and post-configuration support. We want to make sure that you're using Strategy Mapper to get the full benefit of the product, and that you're repeat customers. So again, I've got it from the App Exchange, and we are 5 out of 5 stars rated on the App Exchange. So let me jump back into my Salesforce org and see if this is installed yet. You'll see now that Meeting Mapper has been installed, or Strategy Mapper has been installed. So we're all good to go there. Let's do some configuration of Strategy Mapper. So what I'll do, the first things I'll do is I'm going to go into leads and start configuring the leads. So I click on lead. And I'm going to go into edit layout. I'm going to the buttons, and you're going to see we have a couple buttons. Here's meeting recap. I'm going to drag down to the custom buttons, and quick meeting. Related list, I have my meetings. Place it right here. And that's all. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And now you can see I have my meeting tabs that will show individuals that have had meetings. I'm going to go into accounts, choose an account. I'm going to go ahead and edit the layout again. Go ahead and if you want to use Account Mapper, you bring Account Mapper down. The account playbook, meeting recap, quick meeting, and the org map. And the related list, I'm going to go ahead and bring down my meetings right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it. So now you'll see that I have my account mapper, account playbook, meeting recap, quick meeting, and org map buttons, and then I also have my meeting section right here. So now I'm going to go into contacts, click contact, go ahead and edit the layout. Go ahead and click on buttons. Again, I have my meeting recap and quick meeting. You'll see that some of the buttons are not in all of the different objects. It depends on what we're doing with that object. So I'm going to go ahead and meetings, and I'm also going to choose meetings with the contact. These are basically one-on-one meetings. So if I want to have a one-on-one meeting with a contact, I can have that meeting. And again, you can customize what is displayed to you in those fields or list. And I'm going to go ahead and save it. Next one I'm going to do is opportunities. Click on an opportunity. Doesn't matter which one. Now if you have multiple page layouts, you need to do this on the different layouts that you might have. So I'm going to edit layout. And I'm going to click on my buttons. I'm going to do meeting recap, the org map, quick meeting, opportunity mapper, and opportunity playbook. Again, opportunity mapper, playbook, and opportunity mapper are optional, as well as account and account mapper. You can add them anytime. I go down to my related list, and I'm going to choose meetings, and I'm going to bring them in right here. Now what I'm going to do on the meetings right here is I'm going to click on the pliers, and buttons, and I'm going to add opportunity report and opportunity timeline, and then click OK. And now save it. One point is, if I want to make these available for Salesforce 1, I need to go ahead and click on Salesforce 1, override some of the predefined options, and then bring down, for example, meeting recap, opportunity mapper, org map, and quick meeting. You can also do that in the other objects as well if you want to make them visible in the Salesforce 1 app. And I just save it. Now I can use Salesforce 1 to be able to do Strategy Mapper. And then I'm going to go ahead and do campaigns real quick. I don't have any, so it'll be the same process as you would as the other objects. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the plus button here, and I'm going to click on Add Pick List Values. You can see initially it's going to bring up an error, and what I have to do now is copy this entire string right here from HTTPS to the 0. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I need to go into my setup, go into my security controls, remote site settings, and I'm going to add a new remote site. I'm going to paste that URL here, and I'm just going to give it a name. And you have to have underlines here. And then I can give a description if I want to. I'll make it active. So now you can see that when I click on Pick List Values, that it now displays, I'm able to change things in those values right here. And these pertain to Strategy Mapper and Meeting Mapper and Account Mapper and Account Playbook. Another thing I'm going to do that's kind of cool is I'm going to go into Setup again, and I'm going to go down into Build, Customize, Home Page Layout. I'm going to change the layout. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do both of these. I'm going to edit the default here, and I'm going to add Strategy Mapper is already added right here. I'm going to change the layout a little bit. So up front, save it, and I'm also going to do this to the default. Now what I'm adding here is potentially very powerful, so you need to ensure who has rights to these layouts that you're configuring. And I'll show you why. So what happens here, that if I go to the Home tab and I click the flyout here, and I click on Business Intelligence Report Brief, of course this is my demo org, there's not a lot of data, but what you'll see is there is a lot of information that we gather without even doing anything to Strategy Mapper right now. No meetings or nothing, but we're getting a lot of the data right in here. Of course, there'll be more when you start using, getting opportunities and closing them and things, but this is just really rough what's going on right here. And that's called the Business Intelligence Report Brief. Again, very powerful, so ensure that the rights are correct. So that is installing and configuring Strategy Mapper. Thank you.